When Porsche announced that they were going to be re-entering the World Endurance Championship in 2014, I remember just how excited I was. The most successful manufacturer at Le Mans was going to be returning to knock Audi off of their perch. Also, Mark Webber would be joining the team from Red Bull Formula 1 team. For me, that was very exciting as he was one of my favourite drivers in F1 at the time. The car that they would be using was the Porsche 919 Hybrid. It had a 2-litre V4 engine which produced 500 brake horsepower and was boosted to 1000 brake horsepower by electrical motors. Now, I'm not a huge fan of the look of this generation of Le Mans car, but it was obvious that these were built as pure racing cars with wacky aero-based design. They got their first podium in their first race at Silverstone, which was followed by 4 more podiums before getting a win at the final race in Sao Paulo. Porsche would finish the 2014 season in 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship behind Toyota and Audi. Over the following years, the Porsche 919 developed and actually won the Le Mans 24 Hours in 2015, 2016 and 2017, as well as the Constructors' Championships in those years as well. The particular car we will be driving today is the 2016 Porsche 919 Hybrid. This car only has 900 brake horsepower as regulations have restricted power and fuel efficiency by 8%. However, I have a pretty good feeling about this car, so let's see how quickly it can do the Goodwood Festival of Speed hill climb. The 2016 Porsche 919 Hybrid did the Goodwood Festival of Speed hill climb in 37.7 seconds. Now that time puts it joint 4th with the 1991 Ferrari 643 and Tyrrell 020. An incredible time for a car that weighs double that of the F1 cars. It also makes it the first non-F1 car in the top 8, with the top 13 cars previously being F1. We're not quite done just yet, however. When Porsche left the World Endurance Championship in 2018, they built a very special car to celebrate their success, the Porsche 919 EVO. The 919 EVO was built to break the regulations enforced by the WEC and to show just how fast these LMP1H cars could actually go. Porsche took this car around the world doing demo runs and actually broke multiple lap records. When they went to Spa, the car set a 1 minute 41.77 second lap, which was 0.783 seconds quicker than Lewis Hamilton's qualifying time at the previous year's Belgian Grand Prix. It was also 12 seconds quicker than the standard 919 Hybrid's 2017 pole lap. The engine of the 919 EVO was kept the same, but it did make 710 brake horsepower, and the electric motors added approximately another 400 brake horsepower on top of that, giving the car overall about 300 horsepower more than it did as standard. Downforce was increased by 53% and the car's weight was reduced by 39 kilograms. Potentially the crowning glory of the 919 EVO was its trip to the Nordschleife. There it set a time of 5 minutes and 19.546 seconds. The previous record was held by Stefan Beloff in the Porsche 956 from 1983 with a time of 6 minutes and 11.13 seconds. It did drive at the 2018 Goodwood Festival of Speed, although Porsche declined the opportunity to try and beat McLaren's long-standing record. So it falls to me to give it a shot, and I am not doubting that it will beat it, seeing as I beat the record in the standard 919 Hybrid. However, I wonder whether I can beat my current record of 35.9 seconds in the Ferrari F2004. Let's see how quickly the Porsche 919 EVO can go up the Goodwood Festival of Speed hill climb. And the Porsche 919 EVO did the Goodwood Festival of Speed hill climb in 33.8 seconds. Now that has absolutely smashed the leaderboards. 2.1 seconds ahead of the F2004, which I thought was a pretty good lap time and hard to beat, and yet we were still able to cut another 6% off of that time. This car was amazing to drive, and at times my thoughts were trailing what was actually going on. You should always look a corner ahead, but in this thing I was having to think 3 corners ahead as they were coming up so quickly. Now I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you next time, where we will be driving another classic Formula 1 car up the hill. Bye bye.